After the previous battle ended with a loss for humanity, the Valkyrie grew worried and restless. She had to call upon one of her strongest to fight Shiva, a well-renowned Hindu depiction of supremacy. All of a sudden, the ground opened and smoke arose. A platform began to ascend and protrude outside of the arena once the fog dispersed and the dust settled. A solitary creature was seen idly chilling on top without a care in the world. Just as the crowd was soaking in the greatness, a group of wild beasts rushed into the battlefield. A mixture of all sizes and shapes, it was then that the isolated creature decided to jump off. A graceful descent and an even more glorious flight, a clean superhero landing. He was then surrounded by all the animals, almost as if he was being ushered and protected by nature. An unprecedented revelation was made abruptly when an apple fell from the sky. Who stood before us was none other than the father of humanity, Adam! His appearance left everyone bewildered, including one of the rulers. The excited host wasted no time introducing the next opponent, the deadly Hindu diva, Shiva! But wait, where was Shiva? The host received a message of a last-minute substitution. At center stage, a mellow, soothing melody was being played. The real maestro made an appearance. He cajoled and entrapped the entire arena with his brilliance and elegance. Out of nowhere, an old geezer showed up and started to dance. Moved by his passion and dedication, the maestro initiated his secret technique. The composer gave his heart and soul and demonstrated his vigilance. The old man seemed as if he lost his balance and fell back. His incredible transformation was shocking. He was none other than the chief ruler of Olympus, Zeus! The arena was set ablaze with lights and fireworks. The Valkyrie grew anxious by the second. No matter how hard she tried, Zeus was 2 steps ahead of her. During Shiva's entry, Zeus persuaded Shiva to relinquish his spot, an offering he couldn't refuse. The humans were terrified and worried for their father. But not Adam. No, he was completely nonchalant. A gigantic Zeus looked down upon Adam with a conceited look and a creepy grimace. Before the match started, a heavenly steed was seen soaring above. One of the Valkyries jumped down to aid Adam in his conquest. As soon as they made contact, a sacred bond was made between them, a consecrated covenant between man and angel. The Valkyrie transformed into deadly brass knuckles, the oldest fighting strategy known to mankind, fist fight. As Adam was admiring his new bond, Zeus wasted no time closing the gap between them. For a brief moment, they stared into each other's eyes, neither of them flinching or backing away. Zeus used the momentum of his sprint to unleash a deadly southpaw knockout, for he had planned to end this with one strike. Without moving his arms or body, Adam swayed to the left, barely dodging the punch. It must have been a fluke, thought Zeus. Keeping calm and collecting his nerves, he went in again and opted for a left hook as opposed to the first jab. Adam kept dodging right and left, seamlessly evading every strike. Zeus was unable to lay a finger on him. The old king grew frustrated. It wasn't long till he used one of his special techniques, which unleashes a barrage of blows simultaneously. Even with all those consecutive strikes, none of them landed a clean hit. It was almost as if Adam was clairvoyant. No one understood how he was able to avoid all the punches. In a last attempt to catch Adam off guard, Zeus threw a low kick with his right leg to break Adam. Adam used his flexibility and mobility to acrobat over it. Seeing as how Zeus had dropped his guard, Adam threw a rapid counterattack, injuring Zeus's face. He then threw his own variation of Gatling gun punches. Zeus tried his best to avoid them, but was hit straight on. Bullseye! Adam then mirrored Zeus's low kick, instantly crippling his leg. Zeus felt as if the world was crumbling for a second. Zeus then figured out Adam's true ability. His eyes registered everything and were able to mimic and duplicate every attack. Zeus could not believe what he saw. He attempted to fool Adam by feinting a right kick and instead throwing a left. This was child's play for Adam, who leaned back and jumped straight to the air to deliver a kick of his own. Imitating the kick Zeus used, Adam delivered a splendid kick with elegant form and technique, knocking Zeus to the ground and sending him flying to the wall. Zeus's wrath grew rampant. His muscles grew rapidly and his spirit intensified. He gathered all his might and focused it into one spot. A punch which was able to depose the previous ruler of the universe, his father Kronos. The intense pressure left the arena rattled. Even Adam was caught by surprise. Time had ceased to move. Everything froze in place. In an instant, blood was spilt. Adam saw through his schemes and moved faster than time. The head chief and mighty ruler fell on his face. His neck was twisted and his body was severely maimed. Adam was able to move faster than light. His reaction time was close to perfect instantaneously. Adam's capability developed after he left the Holy Council. In an incident where his wife Eve was harassed by the serpent devil and accused of eating from the tree of knowledge, she was put on trial and was declared guilty. Just when Eve lost hope and began to sob, her hero came to rescue her, holding a basket of apples plucked from the sacred tree. The Holy Council were left flabbergasted and aghast. "How dare he!" they all murmured. Eve leapt with joy and warmly embraced her soulmate. The furious serpent devil threatened to kill them both on the spot. With a single attack, Adam used the serpent's power against him and sliced through his entire body. His main reason for existing is to protect his family, which includes his wife and the entirety of humanity. The mother of mankind cheered him on from the sidelines along with their sons. The Valkyrie was extremely pleased by the result. The humans began to rejoice. Zeus was finally defeated, and Adam started to walk to exit. As soon as the host started to announce the winner, his entire face was squished with 2 fingers. "Why is this happening?" cried the humans. In a pit of desperation, they started to supplicate. Different tribes and religions joined hands for a common cause. They all had one thing in common: equality of creation. Deep down, no matter their language, race, or belief, they were all humans in the end. However, Zeus was not one to back down without a fight. He twisted his neck back into place, good as new. He realized there and then that he had to use his trump card in order to defeat Adam. His body morphed into something ominous and sinister. Even the duality of good and evil, the 2 crows were horrified. Zeus unlocked his final form. He condensed his muscles and amplified his strength. For the first time since the fight started, Adam instinctively raised his guard and took Zeus seriously. Even after his final transformation, Zeus was still unable to touch Adam, let alone injure him. Even so, something had changed this time around. Zeus was able to withstand the punch and swallow the pain. Punch after punch, he stood there like a punching bag for Adam. Everything seemed fine until the Valkyrie started to panic. She was the first to notice Adam's eyes. After using it for the entire fight, the nerves started to strain and deteriorate. Zeus was also reaching his breaking point. His body was riddled with holes all over. In what seemed like a one-sided battle thus far, the tides drastically shifted. A single drop of blood from Zeus's battered face hit Adam's cornea, thereby disrupting his entire nervous system. He began to bleed intensely. As soon as he lost concentration, the golden opportunity Zeus was waiting for arrived. A clean hit! Once it rained, it started to pour. Zeus was relentless, and Eve grew desperate. Humanity kept on shedding their tears as Zeus pummeled Adam to the ground. He got close enough where Adam could grab his head, and they both brawled to the death. After a series of simultaneous strikes, Zeus fell to the ground, and Adam was the last man standing. Finally! Zeus admitted defeat, and the host announced Adam the victor. As they were about to end the round, they noticed Adam wasn't moving, and there was no life in his eyes. After a fierce battle, Adam had died standing up. Due to the rules of the contest, he was eliminated since his death came before Zeus submitted. The second loss for humanity was registered, and the Valkyrie's anxiety and hunger grew worse.